This is Mac OS Ken.
The chips will be down for a while. 2 interesting advertising stories. And ain't no metaverse like an Apple metaverse. It is Monday, the 15th of November, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSCan. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. What would you do if you didn't have high-interest loans or credit card debt? With Upstart, you can pay off your existing debt quickly and easily and start doing your thing. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get a simple, fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Upstart looks at more than just your credit score, factoring in income and current employment. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOSCan. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSCan. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Upstart.com/macOSCan. Folks looking for immediate relief from the chip shortage may want to consider Amish country or maybe a time machine. Otherwise, contract manufacturer and Apple partner Foxconn says it's probably going to be a while. The Wall Street Journal had Foxconn reporting third quarter numbers last week. In the midst of that, the company indicated that the global supply chain crunch is expected to last until the second half of next year. While numbers for Foxconn's third quarter were good, it guided for a decline in revenue for the current quarter. That's based partly on the shortage of components and partly on how well Foxconn's fourth quarter went last year. Tough compares are tough. What's funny is we don't know how tough exactly. In a call with analysts on Friday, Foxconn chairman Young Liu said, if not for the material shortage, the outlook for the fourth quarter would in fact be better. Better than last year or better than it's looking currently? I know I'm being picky. There are signs of at least some component recovery. According to the journal, Foxconn also said Friday that some pandemic-related bottlenecks are starting to ease. It expects shipments of components, including optical modules, like those used in smartphone cameras, to go back to normal by the end of this year as the pandemic situation improves. Hey, look who got to the party. It's Bernstein research analyst Tony Sacconaghi. Barron's has the Saccinator saying that Apple could see a multi-billion-dollar lift to its advertising business from its adoption of new limitations on consumer tracking on iPhones. I do believe he's talking about what we talked about here nearly 2 weeks ago. It was on the 2nd of November that Apple Insider ran a piece highlighting a note from Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty. Looking over Apple's most recent 10K, she pointed out that advertising clocked in as the largest driver of services revenue growth, coming in first ahead of the App Store and Apple's cloud services. That was a couple of weeks after the Financial Times ran a piece pointing out that Apple's advertising business has more than tripled its market share in the 6 months after it introduced privacy changes to iPhones that obstructed rivals, including Facebook, from targeting ads at consumers. Quoting the Barron's article from Seriously, a month later, a key question, Sacconaghi said, has been whether Apple benefits from its new rules. Sacconaghi said that while the changes were likely mainly intended to protect users' privacy, they seem to have clearly helped Apple's advertising business. That, he said, is largely unappreciated and could ultimately reinforce the bull narrative of high-margin services growth. And yet he chooses to be unimpressed. Barron says what Sacconaghi would rather see is for Apple to start placing ads on other companies' apps. That would put the company in competition with Facebook, Google, and other ad platforms, but he does see risks to that strategy. Sacconaghi has a market perform rating on Apple's shares. His price target on the shares is $132. Apple's shares closed Friday at $149.99. I came across a really interesting piece in Forbes over the weekend about Apple and advertising. Different flavor, though. Apparently, Apple is running ads on Google for apps in the App Store. Big apps with in-app purchases and recurring subscriptions. Tinder, HBO Max, and Masterclass are three of the examples listed in the piece. Of course, Apple is not sending the potential customer to the HBO site to sign up. They are sending them to the App Store where, if people do sign up, Apple gets a cut of the subscription. All of this is seen as a drag for a few reasons. First, developers and content suppliers are losing whatever take Apple is getting. Second, Apple buying the ads makes ads in Google's marketplace cost more for everyone, meaning HBO is paying a higher price to advertise itself, seemingly against HBO. And third, the ad does not indicate that it's Apple doing the advertising. The last part seems most irksome to some. People who spoke to Forbes, all anonymous of course, they say they've complained to Google, though Google told them that it's not their decision who buys ads on Google's website. It's possible that all of this changes next month anyway. Last week, the judge in the Epic case denied Apple's request for a stay in an earlier ruling of hers. That ruling would, or will, require Apple to let developers put links in their apps that direct to alternate payment mechanisms besides Apple's own in-app payment system. Should customers choose that alternate payment system, Apple would be cut out of whatever commission it would normally receive. Those links are supposed to be allowed starting the 9th of December. There is a chance that won't happen, though. Apple is seeking a stay from a higher court, according to the piece. Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty has a thought on the Metaverse. Basically, it is sound and fury until Apple gets in the game. Bloomberg had Huberty making that assertion. Quoting the report, Facebook and Google have been investing in virtual reality and augmented reality technologies, a gateway to the virtual worlds in the Metaverse, but mass market adoption of either AR or VR will occur when Apple enters the race, a research note from Huberty said. What's Apple waiting on? Same thing it always does, it seems. Quoting the report again, the benefit of Apple's more patient approach to entering new markets is the chances of success increase with a more informed approach to disruption, wrote Morgan Stanley analysts. Though Apple is notably absent on AR and VR hardware, analysts highlighted how Apple didn't enter the smartphone market until 2007, much later than Nokia and BlackBerry. And when they get there, holy cow, the money that'll be waiting. Bloomberg has Morgan Stanley indicating that the hardware market for AR and VR is seen as being $100 billion in 2030 and growing another fivefold by 2040. More news in a moment, but first a word from Headspace. Meditation made simple. What if a few minutes was all it took to change your relationship with stress and anxiety? To transform your life for the better? Then what if I said there's an app for that? Headspace is that app. I've been using Headspace for close to a year now, and I have truly seen changes. I'm not perfect, I'm not even close. What I am is more present. When I'm out for a walk, when I'm eating, yeah, okay, sometimes my head is still a bag of cats, but Headspace has given me the tools and behaviors to calm myself, to focus. I know it sounds like a lot to expect from an app, especially one as easy to use as Headspace. But that's what Headspace does. It's your convenient dose of meditation, mindfulness, and sleep exercises to relieve stress and anxiety all in one app, making it easy to catch your breath and make time for your mental health. Find some Headspace at headspace.com/macOSken and get 1 month free of their entire meditation library. This is the best Headspace offer available, so go to headspace.com/macOSken today. headspace.com/macOSken. One of the biggest names in Apple device management has reacted to Apple Business Essentials. Apple Insider has former macOS Ken sponsor Jamf whistling a happy tune, it seems. Highlighting an interview with Computer World, the piece has Jamf CEO Dean Hager calling Apple's new device management solution good news, saying when Apple innovates, Jamf celebrates. Quoting Hager, "We are going to fill the gap between what Apple builds and the enterprise requires. We see Apple Business Essentials customers as a new market of new small business coming up, and we will ensure our additional products sell well into that base and add extra value. We'll give them a path forward into more robust and scalable solutions." Reading a bit more of Hager's commentary, it sort of sounds like he sees Apple Business Essentials as a bridge. On one side are small businesses with Apple gear and no device management solution. On the other side are the small to mid-sized businesses that could benefit from the sorts of services Jamf offers. Between, it seems, are the businesses that know they need a way to wrangle the phones and computers they have on hand, sort of like a starter device management solution. That's where Apple Business Essentials will come in. At least that is the stated thinking from Jamf. May the best solutions win. 8 years later, Apple is settling a class action lawsuit with retail employees in California. We have been talking about this story for a very long time. It was in 2013 that a group of Apple Store employees sued the Cupertino company for mandatory time spent off the clock at the store. Apple had a bag check policy, which kind of makes sense. Lots of little things worth lots of money at Apple stores. Somebody comes in with a bag for their lunch. You want to make sure they're not leaving with a bag full of iPod Touch or something. Honestly, employees might not have had a problem with a bag check, except for the part where they had to clock out first. A piece from 9 to 5 Mac says at the end of the day, the last person in line to have their stuff searched might be 45 minutes standing around waiting, not going home, and not being paid for being there. So in 2013, they sued. Then, says 9 to 5 Mac, a California judge dismissed the class action suit in 2015, but that decision was appealed. The United States Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals then asked the California Supreme Court to clarify the law. In February of 2020, the California Supreme Court ruled that Apple must pay its retail workers for this time. Now, nearly 2 years after that decision, the piece says Apple has agreed to pony up $29.9 million. The agreement between Apple and the class must now be approved by U.S. District Judge William Alsup, according to the report. Assuming it is, the piece says affected Apple employees could receive as much as $1,200 each. And finally today, a bit of news from TV land. Deadline says Jennifer Garner is stepping in to fill an Apple TV Plus role left vacant by Julia Roberts. According to the entertainment news site, Garner will headline and executive produce the Apple TV Plus limited series, The Last Thing He Told Me. Based on the New York Times bestseller of the same title, Deadline says the adaptation follows a woman, played by Garner, who forms an unexpected relationship with her 16-year-old stepdaughter while searching for the truth about why her husband has mysteriously disappeared. Roberts had to leave the project due to a scheduling issue, according to the report. Produced by Reese Witherspoon's Hello Sunshine, the limited series will be Garner's second turn leading an Apple TV Plus series, though we've yet to see the first. The piece says she is also headlining an adaptation of Amy Silverstein's memoir, My Glory Was I Had Such Friends, which she executive produces alongside Bad Robot's J.J. Abrams and Ben Stevenson. Coming up in a few minutes, RCR wireless scribe Peter Cohen joins us this week. What's news to him? It's cloud gaming. He says what's going on there is amazing and tries to make me understand why. The show is called In a Few Minutes. Find it and listen wherever you find and listen to podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.